Peace, peace, peace. What's good? Just trying to get things together, man, as far as my streaming thing, man. I don't I'm not that good at this. I'm a beginner, y'all. I'm a beginner. Shakira, what up, bro? Good to see you in the building. I don't let y'all get up in here. I was gonna do some gaming kind of while I had this discussion, but I'm having some issues with the with my cam link, y'all. Definitely having some issues with my cam link. Tika, how you doing, young lady? What's good with it? What's good with it? I'm glad to see them day ones in the building. Them day ones in the building. Yeah, I was gonna talk about a little bit of what's best for the black community, But right now, I'm gonna see if I can do this. Can do this. Oh no. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. I thought I was gonna be able to play a little bit of a song, but I can't do that. Smalls, what up, bro? I see you in the building. I see you in the building. I didn't want to. I just wanted to see if some things worked. Really, to tell y'all the truth, but they not working. For some reason, I can't get this audio thing together. But I definitely, I appreciate y'all for sticking with me through through these times of trial and error. You know what I mean? Through these times of trial and error, man. I was going to, yeah, like I said, I was going to kind of watch a little bit of debate, do a little bit of gaming, but something happened. What's good with it, Shakir? How you get in here, homie? Yeah, oh, okay. Oh, that's smooth how your comment come up and your picture come up. That's that's that Ecamm, bro. Chef, you I don't know if they doing it like that. That's pretty smooth. I haven't seen that format yet. It's this right here. That's pretty smooth, bro. I like that. Pretty smooth. I'm just letting y'all pile in for a minute. I mean, if anybody come in, it's kind of late. It's kind of late. It's, yeah, APAC, Shakir, APAC ain't On the up and up, man. You know, every one of our lobbyists got a APEC handler. You know what I mean? Got a APEC handler. How you highlight them? Uh, I see. Is that Geisy Imhotep, huh? What's good with you, bro? Smash Rock with what's good? You think Harris gonna do it? I like your comment though, Shakir, about APAC. Um I it's crazy because I always talk about how you know Israel has universal health care and it's paid for with American tax dollars. Yet Americans don't have universal health care. I tell you what, Smash, I'm gonna agree with you there. I'm not saying that Harris, um, in and of herself, is best for us, right? But excuse me, what I will say is, where my levels at? Am I overwhelming with my levels? Let me see. What I will say is she's better for us than Trump. Okay, that's definitely what I will say. America is paying for. You're absolutely right. America is definitely paying for free health care and education in Israel. hmm and we definitely we we getting a lot of people rich in a lot of different ways, and it's off the backs of the middle class, the working class. You know, um, everybody always hear me talk about that. Everybody always hear me talk about that. You know, yeah, almost upper middle class, not middle class. And maybe she was upper middle class, but I don't mind that. I mean, I what is upper middle class considered here in America, right? Let's look. Let's look. I ain't as skilled as chef, right? I would have my iPad in this box. I don't know. Y'all probably can't see my cursor, right? But the little box down there, I would have my iPad in there so that y'all can see that. Maybe I can add that, huh? You know, I ain't gonna fuck with nothing, right? I ain't gonna fuck with nothing. What I just add, I added a screen share, but we gonna leave that out. Okay, hold on. I can screen share. All right. I'm learning this, y'all. I'm learning on the fly. Bancroft. Kamala lived off Bancroft. Who's Bancroft? Her interviews are horrible. Yeah, I think she could do better on the on some of her interviews. I think though, Kamala is just. I think she's smart in the way she answers a lot of her questions. Um, you know, maybe I can see how people have kind of don't like the way she answers the question. I can see that. It says who holds bipartisan being passing feet to the fire. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what you mean. Who holds bipartisan bills being passed feet to the fire? Yeah, I'm not worried about her compromising with Republicans. Uh, oh yeah, she that's a neighborhood. Okay, so Bancroft is a neighborhood. That's where Smash. If she was upper middle class, right? Kamala grew up in Smash neighborhood. Then. uh, don't let Smash fool you. Don't let Smash fool you now. He upper middle class. That boy's a upper middle class. Rich, halfway rich. Yeah. It says my point is she's trying to lie to get votes. And she's not genuine. At least Trump stands on. I hear a lot of that. You know, well, Trump stands on what he means, and I, I, I mean, what does he stand for though? I really don't know what to say to that. Trump is just as much of a politician and as any other politician. I mean, like I think he's a little bit more like I'd even go as far as to say Trump is somewhat of a snake oil salesman, right? You know, he got he'll sell anything, man. I've seen him sell steaks, gym shoes. You know, he in cahoots with the My Pillow guy. I mean, this guy will sell anything. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I just wanted to chop it up with y'all. Danny, that's my man's right there. My man's Danny. Hey, I like talking politics with Danny. Danny's got quite a bit of a knowledge in some of the ins and outs as far as politics goes, right? Agnostic atheism, peace to you. It says, of course, he's a businessman, right? I mean, he's a businessman. He's yeah. That says a lot to me. The fact that he's a businessman. You know what I'm saying? Uh, that he's a businessman, right? But he goes bankrupt quite often. And I know everybody say, "Oh well, that's just a smart move by businessmen. You just want to go bankrupt. You want to file for bankruptcy and shit. It says he don't have anything to stand on or worth standing on. He's bouncing around on every issue at this point. Trump, Danny, I'm gonna disagree with you, Danny. I'm disagreeing with you on that point, Danny. Right? I'm disagreeing with you, Danny, because he stands on the fact that he's gonna make sure he's cut them taxes for the rich. Uh, he stand on the fact that he's gonna seek vengeance upon those who impeached him and brought charges on him, and all of that, all of the quote unquote what he considers wrongdoing, the people who's wronged him, right? I think he's standing on that. I think I gotta go with I have to say that he does stand on that. It's okay. From a view. From a view, I think Kamala got this election. Trump has no policies, and when he or whoever connected to him talk, they say wild stuff. Yeah, they say stuff that they say stuff. They what they do, they say stuff that is attractive to their base. Um, is it wild? Some of it is. It just depends on the way you look at it. If you look at it in the way I look at it, like it's appealing to their base, right? How appealing it is to the MAGA base. I don't think it's that wild. But if if you're looking at it from, I don't know what perspective one would look at that. I think a lot of the people who do support Trump say crazy stuff like uh, through their own. Like I, I don't know that a lot of the supporters are honest. You know, so a lot of the facts they'll be dishonest about. So I guess if you look at it that way, I guess I could agree with that, right? Let's see who else says something. Agnostic atheism. I like that though. I like that name, agnostic atheism. It says he's not a career politician unlike Kamala, and she flip flops all over the place for votes. Yeah, she is a career um politician. Yeah, she is a career politician. She's kind of a career bureaucrat, for the most part. With her career being the AG and all of that. I don't know. What does that say? I mean, she's been in politics. Let's why don't what has she what are some of the things that she voted on as a senator that may be unsightly to the black community, right? Uh, I don't know. Maybe y'all could tell me some things that she voted on that were unsightly to the black community. You know what I mean? It says wild meals cause cancers, and it said wow. Yeah, oh, windmills. Yeah, that's wild. Um, the thing is, his base, his supporters, they put that stuff out. they put that stuff out, and you know, they pay for him to say that. Um, that's a talking point from the oil and the oil industries, right? A lot of it, sometimes he make it up off the top of his head. Um, he lies, and then that again, that's like that's the whole politics. Like, you really can't separate and especially in corporate America, you really can't separate like business from politics in a way that is kind of woven together, um, in a way that's seamless. You know what I mean? It's almost woven. Business and politics is almost, you know, and when once you get it to the corporate level, right? It's pretty much woven together seamlessly. So I mean, Trump's a businessman, a politician. I mean, look, and then, you know, you can't say he ain't a politician when he been the president before, and then he's running for the presidency again. So you know, I mean, but I'd like to look at some of the points, and you know, let me try this, and I don't even know if because like my audio ain't working to where y'all can hear what I'm playing. What did I do here? Yeah. My audio ain't working to where y'all can hear what I'm playing. So I would play some of the debate, but something's going on. I gotta get to the drawing board. I put that in there. I gotta get to the drawing board. Oh, I did both of them. That's cool. Yeah, y'all hit the link, man. Come chop it up if y'all want to. How you doing, Mika? Tamika? How y'all doing? Kamala Harris. That's what you. God damn, I'm late listening to some bulls. Mm. What up, my people? Peace to you. You been in here, Tika. I seen you in here. I seen you in here, Tika. You was like one of the first ones. You must have left and came back. Uh, Thuggers, what's good? What's good, brother? It says she incarcerated parents. I like that talking point. That's the truth, though. You know, I can't say that's not true. I can't say that's not true. Mansa, what's good? Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's good, family? It's good to see, man. I appreciate everybody coming out. I appreciate everybody coming out. I will say, like I said, I think Kamala is better. for America for a number of reasons. And because I think it, the way we got it now, we in the position to. I think the Democrats pretty much understand. If they don't deliver on something this time, on some things that are gonna actually affect with change, right? If they don't deliver with that, uh, there's no chance that they're gonna uh, win the next election after that. That might just it all sits with Kamala. I think Kamala got a lot of pressure on her. I think if she don't do well in this term, if she gets elected, that'll be pretty much the end of the Democratic Party. I don't think they would have anything to run on. We'd just be handing the general election to the Republican Party after that. Excuse me, man. I'm tired, man. I went in today for a few hours, but I definitely wanted to get a show in. Um, if not for nothing else, some practice, right? If nothing else, it's practice. She wanted me admit she black or not. why why is that an issue though, man? I don't understand. Trump ain't black. Ain't nobody said that. Trump ain't all the way black. We say Kamala ain't all the way black, right? Trump ain't even close to being all the way black. So wouldn't that disqualify him? If that's the qualifications, like that you got, if you want to vote for one or the other, you got to be all the way black, right? If that's the qualifications, Trump ain't all the way black. So I don't know. I don't even. That's just me, bro. That's just me. This is the best way for her to get everyone on the page with her. It's where they feel incorporated actually work together. Yeah. I the bipartisanship is the only way that you gonna pass anything. So, if y'all think she's not gonna, you know, uh, compromise to some of the Republican, um, some of their Christmas list or whatever you want to call it, some of the legislation that they want to pass or whatever. Especially on the immigration, I really think she can, because they already got the Republicans um, on board. The actual bill that was gonna pass that Donald Trump blocked was written by a Republican, and you know Joe Biden was actually gonna sign the bill, but Trump told the Senate not to take it to the floor. They didn't do a vote on it. So that bill that fell through. So but I think they're gonna do once this the election cycle is over. I think that'll be something that gets done. I think it's more of a Republican idea of it's all everything that the Republicans wanted, and I don't know that it's all bad. I haven't looked into the bill as much. we definitely gonna go live in the morning again because something happened to my capture card, and then there's something wrong with the way I'm doing my audio here. So, like my sharing, it ain't happening here. I mean, like I could share my screen, but the audio is not cooperating with me right. Um, I think I can share my screen, right? And we can look over. Oh, what did I do? Uh, okay. I hope I did. I hope I'm straight still. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that. I don't want to fuck nothing up, y'all. Let me see. I can do this. I can do this. Okay. So, some of the key issues that Kamala is standing on. In her economy. Let me look here. So the immigration, right? I don't even understand. So what she want to do? All right, let's look at this. Let's look at this. If we can pull on her immigration bill. This up here like that. Okay. Oh man, I'll tell you what I do. I do it like this. Yeah. All right, Vice Mrs. Harris' position on the border has changed over times to a more moderate one in this campaign. See, like, and that's what I get. I get that. I get that. I'm not sharing. Yeah, let me look. I get what people say about that. You know, she changed, but I don't. You know, I ain't upset about. I get. I'm not upset about change. I'm not sharing in here. sharing. My screen is not sharing, y'all. That's crazy. Anyways, I get why people saying that she flip flops. Okay, on the campaign trail, the vice president has reiterated her continued support for the hardline bipartisan border security deal that would have included hundreds of millions of dollars for border wall construction. Huh? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that her bipartisan bill, right? And this is something, like I said, this isn't necessarily hers. A Republican helped write this bill, but they talking about get rid of this one. Not too much stuff on my screen. They talking about building the wall still, like, you know. I mean, come on now. If she gonna leave that in the bill, she done gave him a couple $100 million to build a wall. It was torpedoed by congressional Republicans earlier this year at Trump's urging, right? So Trump was urging them to, get together this bill, but once he wasn't president and they was gonna pass it, right? First he thought they wasn't gonna go for it. I bet that's why he put the bill out. Write a bill and tell them y'all want this bill and this, that, and the other. And but the Democrats, they blocking it, but they played them like, yo, whatever, let's do it. Let's pass the bill. They wasn't ready for that. Trump was like, oh no, tell them don't pass the bill. Tell them don't pass. Don't pass their own bill. You shut down your own bill. Like, what kind of wild? That's pretty wild to me, y'all. Jill Stein is better. You think Jill Stein is better as a presidential candidate? Boom. What up, though, Q, by the way? What up to you, Q? It says part of her policy proposal is to receive the border security bill and sign it into law, right? So, like, she wants both the Senate and Congress to vote for it, get it on her desk so that she can sign that into law. That's how you make policy that stick. The executive orders, you those things end up getting rolled back a lot. Not that I'm saying I want a wall. I want to spend money on building a wall. I don't know. They talk about how they talk to a lot of the border security patrol and stuff, and they be like, nah, the wall ain't gonna do it. What we need is more judges, so that the asylum process, because a lot of times when somebody is over here and they trying to seek asylum, they'll tell them, well, okay, you can just stay here until we figure out, whether you gonna get your asylum or not. And so I think that's a problem. That's why we need more judges and all of that. So she has also said there should be consequences for people who cross the U.S. border unlawfully. So she talking about locking these fools up now. It says, though she once held a much more lenient position. As vice president, she was tasked with tackling the root cause of the record number of Central American migrants crossing the southern border. Those numbers spiked during the Biden administration, but have declined in recent months. She helped raise $3 billion, largely from private companies, uh, from regional investments, in hopes it would encourage residents to remain in their home countries. Right. Um, I think that's pretty good because a lot of these countries we've destabilized. Venezuela and these types of southern countries. So I like that. I mean, what do y'all? I don't know. I don't know what one has a problem with. You know, I don't know what one would have a problem with that policy. I mean, like I said, building a border wall. I don't know. I don't know how useful that's going to be, right? How productive that's going to be. It said it would fast track the decisions. Talking about the bipartisan bill, right? It would have fast tracked the decisions on asylum cases, limiting humanitarian peril, right? So meaning, people dying and getting hurt, and expanding the authorities to deport migrants. Yeah, so that's what you got to do, right? We either got to get you out of here or get you your asylum. So let's put the money. Let's get the judges there, and get that on track. I don't know what a fence gonna do. Like I got all kinds of saws to cut through whatever kind of fence they put up. You know what I mean? If they can put it up, I can cut through the motherfucker. Right? I can go right out in my garage and get whatever I need. I don't care what kind of fence they put up. I go right in my garage and get whatever tool I need. Battery powered, a cord, a generator. What kind? You know what I mean? It's nothing to cut through a gate. Steel, whatever. I got tools on hand. If I got tools on hand, believe me, somebody trying to escape from the cartels or whatever, they gonna be able to cut through that gate. I don't know. Like the gate thing, just maybe somebody can convince me of the gate thing, right? I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced of the gate thing. I ain't convinced of it. Let's go down. She got abortion. Harris has long supported women's rights to abortion. She has made abortion rights central to her campaign, and she continues to advocate for legislation that would enshrine reproductive rights nationwide. I think that's important. A lot of people may not think that's important, or well, some people may not think that's important. But when you have daughters, when you got daughters, you kind of look at things a little bit different. Women's health care is very, very important, and the thing to it, when a lot of the work and the science that goes into women's reproductive health, that doesn't necessarily have to do with abortion. A lot of that gets caught up in this whole pro-life, anti-abortion deal. So it's all kind of counterproductive to women's health altogether. I mean, women's reproductive health ain't just about having babies, right? It's about life or death a lot of the times for women. It says 4% of abortions are black women's aborting babies. Wow. Well, and it's funny because we'll sit here and we'll talk about how many baby daddies Keisha got. But then when Keisha go down to take care of her business, when she understand like, well, you know, I'm not in the position to have a baby yet. I'm not ready. I don't have a stable job. I'm still living with mom. I need to go and take care of this. You know what I'm saying? Then like that's wrong. What's wrong? What's right? And then I don't know. All these everybody that's these holy. It's a lot of holier than thou black folks that need to cut the shit out. Cuban, good to see you, brother. It says I've been to the wall. Hold on, hold on. It says I've been to the wall that Donald Duck built. Once upon a time, there was a Berlin Wall. Yeah, absolutely, man. That wall's definitely, yeah. The walls ain't impenetrable. Good evening. Good evening on the spot. On the spot live. How you doing? What do you think? What's your opinion? Put that opinion up in there. And that way it can climb with no issues. Yeah, definitely. But she fucked up and got pregnant though. Yeah, but what about the nigga who didn't use a condom though? Or didn't go get a vasectomy until he was ready to take care of the baby? It's just I don't know. Did she agree to get impregnated by the guy, right? Or did she just want to have some casual sex with him? It's a lot of different things. Uh, it's a lot of different things to consider. You know, like I said, I guess I guess I guess you who made that comment, agnostic atheist. I think you make perfect decisions. You never made a mistakes. You never made a mistake in the world. But let's get back to some of Kamala's Kamala's thing here. Um, it says in her policy proposal, Harris wrote she would never allow a national abortion ban to become law. I mean, why would you like that? How can you blanket? Everything is a case by case, and I'm not saying you should be in your 8th month, like Trump said on the at the debate. Well, they had the baby, they had a baby, and and then they abort the baby after they had a baby. It's like what, boy, what is you talking about? You know what I'm saying? They say a lot of wow. Yeah, my man's. Now I'm coming back to you, my man. Earlier, you said they say a lot of wild shit. They do say a lot of wild shit, man. You know, Harris was the first vice president to visit an abortion clinic. Hmm, that I didn't know. And she toured the country after the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade in 2022 to address state abortion bans. often framing the issue as one about personal freedom. I think it is. Uh, like, eh, I don't think a woman has the right to decide if some human being, some human grows and uses her to grow and be born. Like certain things, like, it's hard for men to fathom, right? Um, I have 4 kids. My wife, actually, we had quite a few complications with, especially my last two, right? Um, it's a lot that women deal with pregnancy. Um, it's a whole lot. It's not about pushing 3 times and, oh, now you got a baby. Like, you have a whole nother human being growing on the inside of you, using your blood every time you eat. They taking more than 50% of the food. Now you're hungry again, and you got to eat again and again and again. And, like I said, certain complications, uh, having to go through certain procedures to even, keep the baby healthy. Like I said, my wife has some complications. I ain't gonna get into all of that. I don't know if I wouldn't mind divulging a lot of it, but I don't know how she feel about it. So maybe I ask her and we'll I'll get a little more detailed about it. But yeah, y'all don't think one has the right to decide, like, yo, no, I'm not with that right now. This is my body. It's my decision. The baby don't have a body or mind. The decision, feel the this zygote, this fertilized, I guess, embryo. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the person, the woman that's done had a life that may have other kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot of times these pregnancies is life and death, and to think that it's all you. Somebody would try to have a national abortion ban. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Um, that was a little heavy. So let's get into some of the economics, right? Vice President Harris has been Mr. Biden's partner in passing major economic legislations, uh, regularly labeled Bidenomics. I like that. I like that. Bidenomics, which includes major investments in infrastructure and green energy. I, we definitely, one thing about America. Peace to you, Paz. How you doing, brother? It's always good to see you, man. It's always good to see you. It is it's great to invest in the infrastructure. I'm glad. I'm glad. They invest, because when you look at it, the United States infrastructure, yeah, we came a long way, and we have some of the top developments. We're one of the most technological countries on the planet, right? But we ain't upgrading, and we're not maintaining that, right? And then a lot of times our infrastructure is 50 years old, 100 years old, and bridges, highways, it's a lot of buildings um, that ain't structurally sound. You know what I mean? That actually um, violates code enforcement. But they still function as you know um, government buildings and commercial buildings. You know what I mean? Uh, and it's pretty dangerous. So I'm glad, and then we want to be greener. You can't get greener unless you build the infrastructure according. So a lot of the old ways need to be rethought, and civil engineers need to come in and revamp that the way we do things. I've seen a lot of it in my city where we have like the green streets and shit like that. Um, but um, as far as like bridges and shit, we definitely because I think out of all the developed countries in the world, they gave everybody like a grade. I think we got like a D or something like that. Yeah, we're not we ain't doing so hot as far as our infrastructure goes. But I like the whole thing. The green energy. I know I hear a lot of people, especially like people I work with. Everybody, don't nobody want a battery powered car and green this and green that. It's all bullshit. What I say is, man, let's use it all. Let's use it all. I mean, fossil fuels, first of all, it's non-renewable, so it's we're gonna run out of that eventually, right? Or we're gonna be done got it all out, most of it out of the earth. And then what? You get all that out of the earth, then that's a whole snowball thing that I don't even want to get into right now. As far as like environmental hazards and what have you, right? Um, but what I say is, man, let's use everything: electric, solar, nuclear. I think we need a lot more nuclear energy, because we know how to do it safe now. Nuclear energy is probably one of the safest, cleanest ways to power cities and countries, right? It's nuclear energy. I think we need to invest in more of that. Thing about that is it's not a lot of profit in that. That would be kind of government ran, of course, you know what I mean? So it's not a lot of profit in that. Again, I apologize. My sharing, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, bro. I tried to share, but I can read. All I can do is read it for y'all. This is coming from the Wall Street Journal. This is the Wall Street Journal here. So if y'all want to see what I'm reading or what have you, but y'all can get this anywhere. Y'all can just Google this. What is it called, actually? Kamala Harris stand on 10 key issues, right? That's what it's called. Kamala Harris's stance on 10 key issues. So we talked about abortion and we talked about. All right, so we here in the economy. All right, it says in a convention acceptance speech focused on the economy, Harris promised mortgage assistance for the first-time home buyers, a tax credit for parents of newborns, and bans on price gouging. That's a key thing at the grocery store, baby, to help target inflation. See, now that sound good. That sound good, Danny. That sounds good, right? Uh, but is she gonna actually do that, right? Is she gonna do that, Danny? Uh, let's read that again. It says, in a convention acceptance speech, right, focused on the economy, Miss Harris promised mortgage assistance for first-time home buyers, a tax credit for parents of newborns, and a ban on price gouging at the grocery store to help target inflation. If she can do those things, right? If she can, at least the last two things, a ban on price gouging, right? And the home, actually the homeowner, the first time home buyers, that there would actually that help out, because you know I'd like my daughter to be a homeowner, not a leaser in an apartment, right? She got an apartment right now. I mean, she young, single, I ain't had no responsibility, but I would love there to be a program to where she could go ahead and start the process to being a homeowner. That would be nice. Price gouging at the grocery store. That affects all of us. That affects all of us, man. That's all I hear. I hear that over and over again. If we can regulate that, if we can get some type of real legislation that then that no they don't, and they write the language in the legislation in a way that it's no backdoor loopholes or whatever, you know what I mean, and all the I guess pause on that, but but yeah, once you get the loopholes and shit, it's just basically a futile effort, so I wish we can. I don't know, and one might say, well, what kind of bill? Who's going to pass the bill, and what's with the bill? How do you pay for it? How do you enforce it? That's why we have people smarter than me in Congress. In Mrs. Harris's cabinet, her and the Tim Walz cabinet. Hopefully, they're gonna hire and select very, very smart people who know how to go about doing that. Right? It's not impossible. All right. She says in her speech that her plan would create an opportunity economy, where everyone has a chance to compete and a chance to succeed. Yeah, I guess if I'm not into the name. I'm into more how you gonna get it done. What you gonna get? What you trying to get done, and how you gonna get it done. I know y'all want to hear what she talking about on Gaza. Uh, I think she's a halfway Zionist. I think she a halfway Zionist, Danny. What do you think? You know what I mean? What do you think on the spotlight? I believe she's a halfway Zionist. She says, I think I hear a dry. Yeah, you do. You do. Dang. I'm in the basement. Can you hear that loud? Is it that loud, baby? Let me see. Let me cut that down a little bit. Let me cut it down just a bit. But hey, I'm a real. See, I'm as real as it get. It's a dryer. and it's one of my it's probably like my wife be upset because I keep these little markers. They're not markers, but they're almost like crayons, but we call them keel, right? I always be leery about using like job site terminology because I don't know if people understand what the hell I'm talking about, right? But it's a piece of keel, but those be in the dryer and it be leaving like shit in there. It's the coloring, and she be pissed. She be pissed, right? It's something in there right now. I hope it's I hope it's not that. I hope it's not one of them, right? I hope it's like something I had in my pocket, a washer or something, you know. Today I was putting these bolts on, so it could be a washer. you know, the bolts for these in-bed plates, so it might be one of them in there. So, you know, oh well, you know what I mean? I get in trouble a lot. I get in trouble with my wife a lot. I do. I do. Yeah, yeah. And you know what? You know what? That dryer ain't even a year old. It ain't even a year old. So like, she be uh, she be trying to keep that one nice. I used to have one in the garage, but I don't anymore. It says a Jew and Zionist are not the same. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The laundry room is next. This is my little corner. I'm just in the corner in the basement, right? They got their whole section, play section over there, and I got my little corner. They got a. This is old school like finish. I they got a nice finish on that side, and then the laundry room on the other side of me. So I just try to find a spot to get out the way, but unfortunately, I'm in the corner. They put me in the corner in the basement. What you want me to do? What you want me to do? You know what I mean? I just pay for it. I don't run it. I don't control it. I just pay for it. She has to call for a ceasefire on her Palestinian voters. Yeah, she does. The Palestinian voters is not. Um, they not so happy with Mrs. Harris. With Miss Harris. I'm gonna say that. Um, Ms. Harris has been a long time advocate of two-state solution. And do y'all think that's possible? I don't know. Like the let's read this whole thing. It says Mrs. Harris has been a longtime advocate for a two-state solution, and she has called for an end to the war in Gaza. Right. So I I I'm not sure that I'm just not sure that's possible. The way I would the way it would be possible is man, what the hell? Damn mosquito in here. Um the way it would be possible is if the United States forced it. Like like really like yo, like they had to put troops on the ground We would have to, start sanctioning, and it'd have to be quite a it'd have to be quite the endeavor. You know what I'm saying? In here to get that done. But anyway, in her convention acceptance speech, she pledged as president to ensure that Israel is secure, the hostages are released, uh, the suffering in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can realize their own right, uh, dignity, security, freedom, and self determination. You know, I don't. I just. It's crazy because you got these people, right? You got these people fighting a war that's three. They've been fighting since Jesus was here. Since the time. No, actually, I'm way wrong. They've been fighting thousands of years before Jesus. Like, it's time to, like, I don't know. Like, listen, let's stop worrying about either one of them, right? Because you're not gonna convince you're not gonna convince a Muslim, and you're not gonna convince a Jewish person. You know what I mean? I just want to quit spending money on them. Period. Um, Not that. Now, don't hear that wrong. What I'm saying is we got to stop supplying Israel with these bombs. Um, is we and we need to even it out. The field need to be evened out, right? Somehow, and so that they can just, if y'all want to fight, go ahead, just kill each other. You know what I mean? Like, over. And half of them, it's crazy because the leadership is all about money and territory, right? But the population is about ideology. You know, so it's crazy. That's a situation. I mean, it's a messy. That's one of the messiest situations in the world. Like I said, who's gonna be able to come in? Kamala's talking about, oh, I'm gonna come in, and guys is gonna realize their dignity, and Israel is gonna get the hostages, and it's like, man, it's been going on since time immemorial. Now you all of a sudden gonna come in and stop it. I believe it when I see it. How about that? I don't really want to. I don't really have a whole lot to say about that, right? I'm just gonna say I believe that when I see it. All right. Um, so we should be helping in the oppression. We shouldn't be helping in the oppression. Yeah, right. We shouldn't be helping in the oppression. We shouldn't be. Israel is our greatest ally. That's what Kamala said. Yeah, that's what they all say. It says, "I love the Lord would drag us into." Right? Absolutely. Still upset. Absolutely. Um, yeah. I just don't. I don't think she gonna come in and do nothing. Right? Of any significance. It says, while serving as the vice president. Did I read this already? While serving as the vice president, she was one of the first members of the administration to call for an immediate ceasefire. Yeah, again, I think yeah, she can talk good. She know how to talk. You know, do she mean it? Is she? And then I don't know. Maybe she is sincere. Maybe she is sincere on that. Like I said, it's hard to gauge her on this Palestine Israel thing. It's really hard to gauge her on that. It says at the party convention, she said she would always stand for Israel, right? Israel's right to defend itself, and will always ensure Israel has the ability to defend itself. So she's saying what she's saying is, well, I see. This is what she's saying, y'all. This is what she's saying. I'm gonna, because I was confused, but now reading that last part, now I know what she's saying, right? Listen, what she's saying is, listen, y'all. I feel bad that the Palestinians is getting slaughtered to death. I really do. I wish that would stop. I'm actually gonna condemn it. That's bad that y'all killing 30,000 innocent men and women, 40, 50,000 innocent men, women, and children, right? That's a bad thing. But what I ain't gonna do is stop sending this money and missiles over there so that them 40, 50,000 kids don't get their asses blew up. So it's a wild deal there. It's a wild deal there, yeah, right. You know, it's bad. I hate seeing it, but I'm not gonna stop sending them. I'm not gonna not stop sending them that paper so they can keep doing it, right? Because the defense contractors, you don't want them coming after you, right? Especially when you're in the middle of a general election campaign. But let's look down here at taxes. This is what I'm interested in, right? I would really let me say this about the Gaza and the Palestine and Israel. Let me say this. I would really like it if we wasn't paying for their universal health care and education, and we would be paying for our own shit, right? I understand Israel has the right to defend itself, but American citizens have the right to health care. Health care should be a human right. And not only that, we already paying for when you pay taxes. When you pay taxes, you already paying for health care. You paying for it, and then you got to go get insurance and pay for it again. Feel what I'm saying? Because and then we paying for Israel's kids to go to college for free. Look it up. Go look it. Don't believe me. Don't believe me. Look at their universal health care plan in Israel. That's your tax dollars. Your tax dollars are paying for that. Your kids, if they ain't got no money, they ain't going to school. They ain't going to college. You know, or they better be good at dribbling the basketball or catching the football or something. Other than that, they ain't going. Right? So, but Israel's kids is getting free schooling. So free public schooling. So y'all think about it. That's all I gotta say about that. All right, taxes, right? In 2017, while a senator, Ms. Harris supported a number of progressive tax programs, co-sponsoring a bill with Bernie Sanders to expand Social Security for the elderly by increasing tax rates on investments. So and then I think that's good too, because that if that bill would have passed, see, that has other implications. That has a lot of other implications. I'll put everybody's post up there. Yeah. So it says my prayers goes to the cats in Springfield, Ohio. That's funny. That's a funny. That's funny. But if that legislation or bill was to pass, that would have more implications on more things, right? So it says, let's read that again. Let's read that again. It says, in 2017, while as senator, Ms. Harris supported a number of progressive tax programs, co-sponsoring a bill with Bernie Sanders to expand Social Security for the elderly by increasing the tax rate on investment. So when these investment companies come out and they buy up all of these residential homes, they buy up all these residential neighborhoods and things like that. You know, it'll be at least it's a tax on that investment property, right? If it's an investment property, right, you get a higher tax on that, right? You should get less tax if you actually live in the home. That you should get a tax break for living in the home. You should get a tax increase for it being an investment property, right? I think that would even help out as far as the housing crisis goes in a way, in somewhat way. I think that would be that it might add as a discourager for these big corporation, big investment companies to come in and buy up whole residential neighborhoods and then Airbnb the property out. I think it should be some penalties for that, right? It says, as a presidential candidate in 2019, she supported the corporate tax rate of 35%, up from 21. I'm with that. I just was telling somebody the other day, I'm not a billionaire. I go to work every day, right? I'm a working class citizen. And I pay 30% of my income, you know what I'm saying, in taxes. Why can't the billionaires and trillionaires pay more than me? If you're a billionaire, how's you paying less than 21%? How? And here I'm a hundredaire, right? A hundredaire, right? And I'm paying 30%. It don't make sense to me, man. 35%, yes, definitely. Anybody making over 400,000 a year should be paying 35%. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. Let's make these motherfuckers pay, because under Trump, the billionaires turned into trillionaires. So they done ran over. Now our grandkids is got to pay for that. They done added $2 trillion to the national deficit. So your grandkids gonna have to pay for that, which is wild, right? Discreet man, how you doing, brother? How you doing, brother? So people need to study. Rich people pay so many other taxes. Who cares? They rich. Are you? It's like, is that unfair? Like, I don't give a damn what other shit they pay for, right? I don't give a damn. What I do give a damn about is how they don't pay their fair share, and they use the same infrastructure way more than me, right? They actually cause wear and tear on the infrastructure, right? All these corporations and all of that, right? And then I got to pay to build it and maintain it. and then they don't pay nothing. They pay zero in taxes. No, like, bro, you can miss me. I don't give a damn. If you feel sorry for them, go ahead. But I know I've been taking care of their asses since the Reagan administration, right? The corporate bailouts and the tax subsidies that we've been given that's been off the backs of the working class Americans, right? All of these subsidies and tax breaks that we just gave the oil industry. I think the oil industry last year got like 30 billion over, you know what I mean? $30 billion in subsidies off the backs of working class Americans here. And you want to tell me about a bill that rich people pay a lot of other bills? But well, good, you rich. Pay some more motherfucking bills, right? Pay the real bill. Pay your bill to be a United States citizen. How about that, right? You can buy a boat to park inside another boat, right? These motherfuckers buy boats so that they can park another boat inside of it. Right? You can do that, and I'm not mad at you. Buy 10 of them. You know what I'm saying? Park, be like them Russian dials. Who know the name of them Russian dials, right? You know what I mean? Parker, keep pulling boats outside of boat. Who gives a damn? But you need to pay your goddamn bill first. Pay your bill first, then go buy how many boats you want to buy, right? Let's see, where was I at? It says this was more aggressive than President Biden's proposal, which she also supported, of an increase of 28%. Yeah. It says a campaign official told the BBC that the vice president would continue to back President Biden's proposal of not raising taxes on Americans earning less than $400,000. You know what I mean? 310 euros a year. Right? Yeah. Let's raise the taxes on them billionaires and trillionaires, right? Because they the ones who benefited off of the $2 trillion deficit that my grandkids gonna have to pay for, right? Let's raise the taxes on them. Let's raise the taxes on them and not raise the taxes on me, right? Let's make sure we get the CPA back, right? The Consumer Protection Agency. Let's make sure we get them back. Let's make sure we invest some of them tax dollars that we finna get out of that 35% that we're gonna tax them rich motherfuckers with, right? Let's put that back into the CPA, right? So that we can make sure these niggas ain't then, okay, going out on the back door, right? And say, okay, well, if I got to pay 35, then I'm a price gouge the hell out of your ass. We need the CPA to regulate that, right? Make sure the consumers is protected. Let's put some of that money into that, into programs that keep consumers safe, right? I know my man's is worried about the rich people and their bills, right? Where he at? Who said that? My man's is worried. Who was that? I forgot already. Who said that? I couldn't even get back to it, right? Because the rich people pay all kind of bills that we don't know about, y'all. Right? Regular people like me don't know about all the bills that the rich folks pay. Right? I hear you. I hear you. Oh, was a discreet man. I think it might have been discreet man that said that. You need to be a little more discreet with your thoughts, right? That's funny. That's funny. It says Ms. Harris said during the DNC acceptance speech that she would pass a middle class tax cut that will benefit more than 100 million Americans. Not the 500 billionaires, right? Not benefit the 500 billion, because that's what Trump. That was Trump. That's what Trump passed, a $2 trillion tax cut that benefited 500 people, and they was already billionaires before they got the benefit. Right now they trillionaires. The billionaires in turn to trillionaires. Right. Mrs. Harris is talking about affecting 100 million working class, middle class Americans, blue collar. Like I tell Chef, we the blue collar brothers. She gonna affect the blue collar brothers. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't want a tax cut though. I don't want a tax cut, right? Let's keep paying. Let's everybody keep paying, because the thing is, I don't want my kids in debt. Plus, I need better public service. I need a lot more better public service, right? I need I need universal health care. I need free tuition all the way up until your first 4 years of college, right? You get 4 years of state school, state sponsored school, or community college, whichever one. But you're gonna listen. State schools, state colleges. We should be. Yeah. You should be getting that education for free, at least the first 4 years. I'm with that. Yeah, we gotta invest in our future. Don't y'all want the kids to be smart? When y'all get old and fucked up and senile, don't you want the kids like to be smart? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't you want the kids? Because and it's wild right now. Even in my trade, and I'm not saying you got to be a genius to be in my trade, but for every one of us cement masons that retires, um, or not everyone, for every two of us that retires, only one apprentice replaces us. So like we ain't like the we need to invest in the kids. We need to make sure the kids have a trade. We need to make sure the kids is getting higher education. Um, you know, even with those trades, understand we need to make sure that higher education comes with that trade, right? So I don't know about, like, do I need a tax cut? You hear me say I pay 30% of my income in taxes, right? But if I was getting better service, I wouldn't mind. You get what you pay for. That's one I believe. That's one thing I believe in, right? I believe you get what you pay for, and so when I'm paying for that, uh, I like to I like to pay for good services, good public services. Anyway, okay. It says uh the Mrs. Harris campaign. Hold on, let me see. It says at the time of the speech, the details of the tax cut were unclear. So she didn't get a lot of details as far as the tax cut to the middle class. So yeah, not that, like I said, I ain't even looking for it, but I don't be looking forward to getting a tax cut, but I'm looking forward to the rich paying. That's all I gotta see. As long as the rich, if they paying even 28, even if they pay 28%, I'm looking at it. Uh, excuse me. I'm looking at that as progress, right? Um, it says the Harris campaign later filled in the details, saying that through the restoration of the child tax credit and the earned income tax credit, more Americans will be able to keep more of their money. Okay, so that's the way she's saying she's gonna kind of cut your taxes through the earned income and the child tax credit. It says restoring the expanded child tax credit will give families with newborns $6,000, and we talked about this the other day. A $6,000 tax cut. Healthcare. This is this is um this is something we want to look at. What time is it, man? It ain't. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's the weekend, so I'm yawning though, man. I'm yawning though. Hey y'all, hit the like button, man, for the one time, bro. People, for your boy. Be polite. It's a little politeness. You hit the like button. I'll be like, man, you know what? Maybe I'll come in and do this again. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Nobody hit the like button. It's like, man, well, what I'm doing this for, right? Hit that like button. Cut it out. Cut it out. Like James say, yeah, I need. Well, my man James, I did see Pan African. Did I see Pan African in there? And I didn't shout him out. I did. I was on something, Pan. I did see who I'm voting for. I won't have to. Out of the two, I'm sorry. I can't vote for Trump, so I'm gonna have to vote for Kamala. I'm not going. I'm not going elect to stay home. Uh, I won't do that. So I do. I do think it's important to get out and vote. Either way, whoever you voting for, I think is important. But yeah, James, I'm gonna go ahead and do Harris. What about you, man? What do you think? It says Trump made a big deal about getting his name on those checks. Yeah. I remember that. And then everybody say, "Well, Trump gave me a check." Whoop de woo. What about the one Obama gave you? You forgot about that one, right? Obama just didn't. He didn't write his name on the check. He says, because his party voted against it and pushed against it, it's so hard that he needed to cushion the backlash a bit. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. And again, it man, that child tax credit, it brought a lot of or that what was that? The stimulus check. I guess that's what you would. That was Obama's. What he called that wasn't that the one what Obama called his the stimulus checks. I think those was called stimulus checks again too, right? But yeah, that kind of did a put a dent in poverty, man. So that was a good thing. That was a good thing, right? Putin said if he used this is agnostic atheist. It says Putin said if us approve or if the U.S. approve long range missile strikes in the Ukraine with us with U.S. weapons, uh, it's gonna be a war with NATO and the. Listen, listen. Let's not. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want no beef with Putin. I don't want. Ain't no winners in that. Oh, excuse me, y'all. There's no winners. There's no winners in get. Yep. My bad, yeah. But there's no winners in that war. So, uh-oh. That's my timer. That's my dryer timer, y'all. uh, let's see here. She talking about healthcare, right? Healthcare on this one. What's her ideas on healthcare? Let's see. It says Harris held firmly progressive views about healthcare. Early in her career, she supported expanding publicly funded healthcare programs in the U.S. that cover the elderly, youth, and disabled and poor. Well, what about the, you know what I'm saying? Like, why they always, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. This gonna be, it's gonna be a little bit rough here. It's like, why do the working class work their ass off and all the benefits go to everybody else? You know what I mean? All the benefits goes to everybody else. Like, we got to take care of the billionaires. We got to take care of the mentally ill. We got to take care of the disabled. We got to take care of the poor. We got to take care of the elderly. Right? We got to take care of the kids and the babies. Right? Why ain't we getting the biggest tax cuts and subsidies? If we taking care of everybody and their mama, the working class, the middle class, the them people that alarm clock go off at 4-5 in the morning, right? We take care of or people who work second shift and third shift. Don't let me. I always talk about that alarm clock in the morning, right? And let me apologize about that because that second shift, the guy that's working a second shift job, he's sacrificing his whole life to put that service to do that service or whatever, what have you that he's doing, right? Task or whatever, right? Second shift is it's a wild shift, but in third shift too. So let me not. But we the ones who pay for everybody's ass. Everybody's ass is sitting on our back. We got asses all around our back, carrying asses. You know what I mean? Why don't we get the biggest tax cuts and subsidies out of everybody? Right? Anything since y'all got all these programs for the rich the rich and the poor and the elderly, right? Why don't you help me out? Put the kids through college for free, huh? How come it ain't universal health care where I'm already paying for granny's ass anyway, right? I'm already paying for this retarded boy, right? Anyway, right? So why don't we all get it? How come we all can't have it? Right? I don't know, man. I listen, I know that might sound a little harsh to y'all, but that's the reality of it, right? We paying and one day I'm gonna be elderly and half crazy, right? Y'all some of y'all might say, nigga, you already half retarded anyway, nigga, you know what I mean? But right, one day I'm gonna be there, right? It, and I'm gonna want somebody to pay for my ass, right? But at least if they know that they gonna get that earned income, that child tax credit, long as we got that universal health care and they kid just going to college for the first 4 years for free, like long as I think that'll be I think that's a fair trade. I think that's a fair trade right there. You know. Uh B Gaddafi. Peace to you, brother. It says they say that for banks and companies and airplane industries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No doubt, no doubt. But yeah, man, I'm sorry, man, but I just I feel like that way sometimes, man. Maybe somebody might talk me out of feeling like that. I don't know, right? It says her campaign told the BBC she would not push for any single payer system, right? If elected to the White House. So she ain't talking about in the way that I'm. Let me read. I think I skipped. I think I skipped. I skipped this right. It says this includes talking about the program, the healthcare program that she wants to get in it. It says this includes backing Medicare for all, right? Medicare for all. I don't understand what I'm not sure. The language get a little blurry. I'm hearing things in the language here. It says this includes the Medicare for all, a progressive priority that would make all healthcare publicly funded. Um, she later walked that position back, right? Because it didn't sound too good to the pharmaceutical companies, right? You can't go in there, in the health insurance companies, right? You can't go in there talking about, well, we gonna try to make a single payer. No, she ain't. They ain't. That's the thing. You like a lot of stuff like you can't say it, but will she do it? That's more of my question, right? I don't worry. I know a lot of y'all say, well, she don't answer no questions and she ain't. It's not about that to me. It's not about that. Peace to you, 504. Peace to you, brother. It's not about that for me, y'all. Not at all. It's about what she do, what she actually do. Like I said, I think some of the things, if she did like really want to implement some of these things, I think that would be bad for her campaign if she would say a lot of this, right? It says her campaign told the BBC she would not push for a single payer system if elected, and that's I guess that's a safe thing to say when corporations is willing to spend millions of dollars to operative campaign. Um, opposition funds, and all that they willing to spend it on. You know, look at Jamal Bowman. I think APEC went all of them and dropped 14 million on his head. Right, they dropped 14 million on his head, and they sent him home. It says the vice president, while the vice president, the White House has had healthcare success. It reduced prescription drug costs, caps insulin at $35, and that's a step towards. I don't think things are gonna happen. You just don't get to the finish line all in one step, right? I think these are steps toward, um, kind of the actual goal, right? It says, cap insulin prices at $35. Allow Medicare to negotiate. See, they should do this for all drugs. They should allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices and cap out of pocket expenses for Medicare drug coverage, right? If if you have a single payer negotiating for everything and everybody, the price is fair. You know, pharmaceutical companies gonna make money, but the people don't go broke to buy your diabetes medicine. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You got people out here deciding whether they buy their diabetes medicine or do they pay their electric bill. It's wild. It's wild. In America. America, y'all. America. Look at some comments here. My man Danny says that's actually part of the bill. More drugs get added to the list after a certain amount of time. Okay, that's something that I didn't realize there, Danny. And those prices get lower. All right, that's fair. If that's what's happening, if we don't somehow get that, we find ourselves in the Supreme Court, and just like they did, they tried to take Obama to the Supreme Court about the Affordable Health Care Act or whatever. It's pretty wild, but so that's the plan. So they're gonna get more and more drugs rolled over into this cap program, right? So fine, if that's what they're gonna do, that's a good idea. Let's get a move on it, and let's get some more drugs in that program, right? It says on the campaign trail, she said that she wants to erase billions of dollars in the medical debt for Americans. Yeah, people going bankruptcy about a doctor bill. Come on, man, really? Americans and will work with states on the issue. Details of the plan remain thin, but when she was California's Attorney General, Ms. Harris often used antitrust laws to keep insurance, hospitals, and drug companies to address costs. Absolutely. See, that's that is I know she did what she did with the attendance, the truancy or whatever, with the parents and all that. But that was a good move. Harris often used antitrust laws. See what I'm saying? So this is kind of what the CPA does. and this is what we need more of to keep people honest, to keep these corporations honest, keep them from running us the fuck over all the time. You know what I'm saying? We need some referees in there. So I think that's a good thing, right? She did that, and maybe she'll implement some of that, to try to implement some of that in her presidency. Um, they talk about she got more things up here. She's got gun laws, climate, crime. I know y'all. Let's do crime because that's gonna be a hot button. Be a hot button there. It says Miss Harris started her legal career prosecuting child abusers and sex traffickers. Hmm. Before being elected district attorney in San Francisco, then California's attorney general, her office increased conviction rates, particularly of violent crimes. Though that history led to criticism from the progressive left, which at times labeled her a cop. She's an attorney general. I mean, is that supposed to be a pejorative? Right? I don't know. It says though the right has the right has accused her of being soft on crime. It's like two sides see totally different things. I don't know. I don't know how to. Anyway, it says Miss Harris has also used her past as a prosecutor to serve as a major contrast with her opponent, who is convicted of 34 charges. Convicted. Who was convicted on 34 charges. Her opponent, who was convicted. Her opponent, who was convicted on 34 charges and hush money schemes to illegally influence the 2016 elections. She made mentions of his convictions and him being found liable for committing sexual abuse in her DNC acceptance speech. She made mention of his conviction and him being found liable for committing sexual abuse. Found liable for committing sexual abuse. Liable for committing sexual abuse. She made mention of his conviction. Conviction, liable, committing sexual abuse. I think that pretty much answers the question to my is the answer to my question in the title, right? But like I said, she talks about gun laws. I'm not gonna read every bit of this, y'all. I'm getting tired. Y'all. Yeah, crazy. A sexual offender. Absolutely. You know what I like to that the way that was worded. Damn, I should pull that back up. Anyway, the way that was worded was a lot nicer than the way I worded. Right? I say he was found liable for pushing a bitch in the bathroom and fingering her against her will. Like the guy who's running for president of the United States, right? I should have put that in that box. That would have been more professional the whole time, right? But the guy who's running, who's the Republican candidate for president of the United States, right? He was found liable, meaning convicted, found liable for pushing a bitch in the bathroom and fingering her against her will. Like, that's a wild guy. Like, I don't understand. And I know, like, a lot of y'all might say, well, you know, who cares? You know. But what's disqualifying? I asked Logic the other day. Like, what's disqualifying to one? I think y'all saying something about, well, Miss Kamala Harris ain't even all the way black. And y'all say that as if that's disqualifying. I've heard a lot of people say that to me. And they say it in a tone. The tone that they say it in is as if that is a disqualifying factor, right? Her not being all the way black disqualifies her in some way, right? Um, but when we see this guy, we see a guy, right, who's been found liable, for pushing the bitch in the bathroom and fingering her against her will, right? He been found, but that was after the being found liable for pushing the bitch in the bathroom and fingering her against her will. That was after we seen him kicking it and kowtowing, you know, with Jeffrey Epstein. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, him and Jeffrey Epstein, that's his guy. That's my man. He like him young. Jeffrey Epstein like him young, man. Shit. Well, ain't nothing wrong with it. That's my man's, man. Y'all didn't see that video? Y'all ain't see him kicking it with Jeffrey Epstein? You know what I mean? I'm not saying, you know, he did child trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just saying, like, if people are saying to me, well, man, she ain't even all the way black. Concrete, she's not even all the way black. And they don't say, man, this nigga wild as hell. Like, he went and fucked a porn star while his wife was recovering from having a baby. His wife just got done having a baby. He goes and fucks him. Now, I'm saying, like, to me, that alone, is not disqualifying. But when you look at that in light of all the other things that we just talked about, right? Like, this guy is a wild motherfucker. He don't give a fuck about nothing or nobody. And we're making excuses for him to run the country after he already tried to subvert democracy. That's not disqualifying either. Now, everybody else doing 20 years for it, right? There's a loophole where the president can't be indicted and all this whole shit. So that's why his ass ain't locked up, right? But everybody else what's the old girl's name? Crazy ass bitch. Sidney Powell. Y'all didn't see Sidney Powell? Let me look this up, man. Sidney Powell pleaded guilty. Sidney Powell had to plead guilty, man. You know what I mean? I said I was gonna be done, man. I said I was gonna be done. Right? Yeah. Right. Let me see the guilty plea. Yeah. Wow. Sidney Powell. Right. She was part of the whole thing, right? As part of her guilty plea, Powell is admitted to her role in the January 2021 breach of the election system in rural Coffee County, Georgia, right? Uh, with the help of a local GOP official, a group of Trump supporters ascended and copied information from the county's election systems, right? In hopes of in hopes of somehow proving the election was rigged against Trump. Like, this lady was, she was facing some serious time. She was facing some serious time, but she did a guilty plea. You know what I mean? It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild, man. I mean, I can go on and on and on about these crazy folks, right? I can go on and on and on. It says, who's saying that? Yeah, it says, nah, they missed that one too. Says they just want to stimulate, they just want a stimulus check. These dudes will sell their mothers. uh, uh, for a stimulus check, right? That's all you got. That's why we voting for Gaddafi. Be Gaddafi. Is that why we voting for Kamala Harris? Because we think we gonna get a stimulus check? What are you saying there, brother? What are you saying? How am I supposed to take that? Y'all crack me up, man. You carnivores. You carnivores out there. Hey, man, but I'm about to finish up, man. I don't have no music for y'all. I apologize. I asked DQ and Sheffrin to make sure I had some music and shit. You know, they treat me like a mushroom. I'm like a mushroom over here. Y'all know how you treat a mushroom? You feed them shit and keep them in the dark. You know what I mean? That's how you treat a mushroom. But I want to say, man, hey, it's something I haven't said in a long time. A lie will make it halfway around the world before the truth get out of bed and get his pants on, right? So let's get up and get it out. Hey, peace out to y'all, man. Peace to you, 504. Everybody out there, man. Gaddafi, B. Gaddafi, Danny, my mans. You always coming through with that knowledge. Acadia. What up, girl? Always coming through. Always coming through supporting. Cuban. What up, what up, what up, what up? Tika and Mika one and a lot of other ones out there. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Peace.